Hey everyone, today is November 28th, 2021, and I want to talk about what's happening again at La Palma, the volcanic eruption from Cumbre Vieja. So this, as I mentioned before, as I've shown you guys before, the thumbnail from iPetGoat 2, which definitely can be symbolic of the eruption currently at La Palma Island. This can also be a nuclear explosion, but she's holding her palm up next to what looks like an eruption, and La Palma directly translates to the palm. And as I said before, she's holding a tear jar, and La Palma is in a teardrop shape. So this video, iPetGoat 2, I found it interesting that it released exactly 63 years later after the eruption of 1949 at La Palma, and they use this for their thumbnail. So in PetGoat, another scene, the L and the C. L is the 12th letter, C is the 3rd letter. And when you take the word mega tsunami, well, it equals 123 in ordinal, English ordinal. And the word volcano equals 28 in full reduction. Well, when you put it together, you only have one date, and that's December 3rd, equals 28 days remaining in the year. Not only that, La Palma, climate change, and coronavirus all equal 56. And December 3rd, 2021, when you add up the numbers, it equals 56. Looking back on January 23rd of 2020, well, that was the beginning of the chaos due to the virus, because that's when the lockdown happened in China. So the virus began in November, December 2019, but the real chaos began on 1/23. Again, that number is going to be, I believe, used multiple times, because that's why they're showing you that LC and iPetGoat 2. So when we look back on the eruption of La Palma on 9/19, it was exactly 2,223 weeks, with the end date included, after the first World Climate Change Conference. And if you've seen my videos before, I look at that 322 skull and bones number, 13 multiple 2s, often, because I see connections. And now, December 3rd happens to be 2,232 weeks after that first World Climate Change Conference ended on 2/23. So when we look back, we see connections with eclipses with the event of La Palma. So these are dates of total solar eclipses that went over or are going to happen in the future over La Palma in 1998, 2027, and 2053. So the earthquakes began on 9/11 and they erupted on 9/19. So when you look at the 9/11 date that the earthquakes began, you see that it has a 322 connection to the 2027 and 2053 total solar eclipse that will be passing over La Palma. I just want to point out that these eclipses are the 3 closest in this time frame to going directly over the islands of La Palma. So there's not like I just picked and choose, there's like 10 other eclipses that I could have used. No, I picked the 3 closest ones. Now when we look at the eruption of La Palma, you see it has a 322 connection to the 1998 eclipse. And now December 3rd has a 322 connection to the 1998 and 2053 eclipse that will be passing over La Palma. Now, if you haven't seen my videos before, the reverse in parentheses means I look at things like switched around because I often see connections. Put the 8-2 over here and the 9/11 over here. For instance, when we look at the 1971 eruption at La Palma to the current one, it's 601 months and 1 week upside down 9/11 code. But when you reverse the dates with 12/3, December 3rd, if I were to put the 12/3 over here in 1026, keeping the same years, well, you have the exact same time frame from the 1971 eruption. Now, if there is a tsunami, it can cause a nuclear accident, just like in Fukushima. And so I always think about this scene from The Simpsons, 12/3, it could be 12/13, 12/30, because it kind of forms a circle here. But 12/3 is also 23,202 days after the first nuclear power plant was founded in the U.S., or it opened or first ran, something like that. And I wanted to throw this in here too, because I do believe we have a New Madrid quake coming. That can also cause an issue with nuclear power plants, being that there's several along the fault line of the New Madrid fault. We have the 322 connection with that. And lastly, something with Hawaii, because in the past, on the 123rd day, Kilauea erupted in 2018. It also erupted on 123 on the Hebrew calendar, which was 9/29 of this year. Kilauea erupted twice, having to do with the number 123. And once again, we have a connection with the number 123 in Hawaii, because we have the 322 connection to when Hawaii became a state. It also has a 322 connection to January 23rd of 2022, so that is another date that I'll be looking at for concerning Hawaii. And lastly, I just want to point out that the stock market has taken a big hit. It dropped over 1,000 points, but the S&P has been going down. I think the market dropped the day before. The NASDAQ has been going down like 4 out of 5 days. The VIX, the volatility index, skyrocketed in the last few weeks, 2 weeks. Those are all big signs, huge signs that I said to watch out for before we see a big event. And now we're seeing the warning sign in the stock market. So we'll see what happens. I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.